Well, Aussie music legend Jimmy Barnes, he's hitting the road. He's doing some shows. We're going to talk about those and maybe a couple of other things too. G'day, Jimmy. How are you today?
Very good, Clayton. Yourself?
Absolutely fantastic. Thanks for the opportunity to be chatting to you. You're coming to our shores, our way later this month for the Red Hot Summer Show. Yourself, and what a lineup. I'm looking at the lineup. You're headlining. You've got the Gurus there, John Stevens, Diesel, Vicar and Linda, Chris Chaney. I guess this is at Seppeltsfield, the location you're going to be at. It's going to be just like sitting there with your friends around a campfire almost.
Well, for me it will be, yeah, because they're all dear friends of mine, all people that I've worked with on and off for years. Yeah, but for the punters, it's going to be a big rock show. There's some seriously good acts there. I mean, the good thing about all being mates and all being on the show together is when you play with your mates, no matter how close you are. You always, whoever's on first, always tries to make it harder for the next person to go on.
Yep.
I'm going to play really good, then my mate has to play really good. So actually, the way that goes, the whole bill is really, it's fantastic. Everybody's just trying to outdo each other. So the audience can expect just a fabulous day of entertainment.
They certainly will. Are you going to get them all on stage to join you for something? Because I can just see that happening.
And you know what? I reckon there's going to be a lot of that going on during the day. Where various people jump up with various people. And at some point, I'd love to have as many of them as I can get on the stage at the same time. It'll be good.
When I look at the lineup, Jimmy, I see yourself and the Hoodoo Gurus, John Stevens and Diesel and Vicar and Linda and Chris. I mean, I've had a relationship with you guys for well over 40 years. And so I'm just wondering, as you're sitting there working out, going through your catalogue of songs and all the music that you've done, how do you pick the songs that are my favourites that might not be the favourites that you want to play, but how do you go through that set list to work out to entertain us all? Because it must be a daunting task.
Well, it's a little bit, because, I guess there's about 35, 40 albums, with myself and Cultures all alone.
Yeah.
So, you sit there. And there's, there are a bunch of songs that you have to do. I mean, if you're a punter and you go and see a band, if I want to go see a band that I love, there's a bunch of their songs, whoever it is, there's a bunch of their songs that I've got to see. They've got to do them. So for me, there's a handful of songs like that, like Working Class Man,
yep.
I Die to Be With You, Lay Down Your Guns, K-San, Flame Trees, things like that. So you pick the ones that are must-dos, and then you look around and you say, oh, well, hang on, this one here is a really great song too. People really love that. Too Much Ain't Enough Love or something,
yeah.
or Good Times, or you look at the sort of the hits and misses. But also, you don't want to just be playing, the big radio songs, because you want to be able to challenge your audience a bit too. So you look through your material. And every tour I do this, I'll look through the material and I'll try and find, one or two songs that are really, really great songs that I love and that I think the audience have loved and maybe forgotten about.
Yeah.
And then, or maybe even songs that you think the audience missed, but they're going to love it. So you do that, and you try and put in a set where every song lifts and brings the audience to a new experience. And then, of course, I've just been in the recording studio here for the last sort of, during COVID. So I've got 2 records of new material ready to come out. So I'll pick a couple of songs. I never want to do too many because, not until the material is released. But by the time I hit Adelaide, there's going to be a new single out as well for our first song off this new album, which so I think I'll be playing that as well. So invariably, it takes a bit of fishing and trawling and looking and searching, and finally the set just makes sense. And we'll go out and we'll play it a few nights, and you'll find oh, this one works really well. This one could do with a bit of a lift, so you'll change something in it, and so the set sort of grows as the tour goes. It's really good.
You said then a new single's on its way, Jimmy. Can you tell us the title, and is there a locked-in date for when it's going to land?
Yeah, I think it's going to come out somewhere around the start of March. It's called Flesh and Blood.
Okay.
And it's an album that I recorded. I wrote all these songs during a COVID lockdown.
Yep.
And it's a really great rock and roll song. I'm really, really happy with it, really proud of it. I've had it, me and Kevin Shirley, the producer, done it and mixed it. And, we've had it sent to America to be mastered, and we're all sitting here ready to pull the trigger, basically. So I think we're just a matter of sorting out the artwork at the moment, and we've got and that'll be the title track of the album. The album will be coming very close behind it.
All right, well, that I'm sure it's going to be one of the songs that we'll be hearing at Seppeltsfield later this month. It's going to be an awesome show, the Red Hot Summer Tour. Jimmy, when you said you were recording and writing songs last year, I know you were doing a lot of Facebook things through COVID. I just want to say on a personal note, thank you so much for doing that. Watching them with my wife on many occasions, you brought laughter to us, you brought a lot of joy. There was the odd tears on occasions, but just thank you so much for sharing all that out with us. That was just, really love it.
That kept us sane as well. And, we thought we'd reach out and let everybody know that we're still here and we're all caring for each other. But in fact, it was also kept Jane and I sane as well. Just up every day and learning the tune and brought us closer together. And that's what music's supposed to do. So it was a really lovely thing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And finally, just quickly, my wife's reading one of your books at the moment. She's nearly finished it. She wants to know when's the next one.
Well, Jane and I are we're more than halfway through our cookbook. Where Jane's got all the recipes, and I'm writing stories that go with the recipes, and which is going to be really good. I've got a kids book coming out at the end of the year, which is going to be really fantastic, which we'll announce later. And I'm sort of in the middle of writing a fiction at the moment.
All right, I'm excited, and she will be too, so thank you for sharing that. Jimmy, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the end of the month at Seppeltsfield. There'll be a red-headed lady standing next to me screaming, probably just as loud as you. I apologise in advance for that. I'm sorry, mate, but I'm sure you'll understand.
We're looking forward to it, pal. That'll be fantastic.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you so much for spending time with us today on Flow.
All right, mate. All the best.
Jimmy Barnes, he's part of the Red Hot Summer Tour. It's featuring the Gurus, John Stevens, Diesel, Vicar and Linda, Chris Cheney. It's taking place at Seppeltsfield. You can get along and see the show. There are some other dates as well in some other places, but the Seppeltsfield show, that is on Sunday, March the 28th. Get your tickets from ticketmaster.com.au. Don't get those other sites. Leave them alone. Make sure you get your tickets from ticketmaster.com.au to get along to that show at Seppeltsfield. It'll be an absolutely awesome show. You can get more details by going to the website too, redhotsummertour.com.au.